I'm John Barklow, and I'm the Senior Product Manager of Hunting at Sitka Gear. And today, we're going to talk about WINDSTOPPER, its benefits, 4 key pieces, and the versatility that WINDSTOPPER provides, and the unique ways that Sitka's designed products to solve your unique hunting problems. And I think the first thing we need to establish is that there is a clear differentiation between WINDSTOPPER and GORE-TEX rain gear. GORE-TEX rain gear is 100% guaranteed to keep you dry. It does one thing exceptionally well, and that is to keep you dry and warm when it's persistent rain and snow. And this is something that we want to reserve for those weather conditions where you really need rain gear. But I like to say WINDSTOPPER is kind of the 80% solution, because the way that WINDSTOPPER works is by blocking the wind, as the name implies. It also provides good breathability for movement. When you're outdoors, oftentimes the wind is what's going to make you cold, make you lose focus, and potentially force you out of the mountains. And so with the application of WINDSTOPPER and blocking the wind and cutting down on what we call convective cooling, that allows you to stay in the mountains, to stay warm, to stay engaged without the penalty of bulk, say from a lot of insulation or maybe a loud rain layer. So there's a tremendous amount of benefits to WINDSTOPPER garments. The first one is they're very durable. The second one is, as I mentioned, they block wind. The third is that they shed light precipitation. And the fourth is that they're acceptably quiet for hunting. So I often get asked the question, hey, what would I wear in, say, a day that's got light snow or light precipitation, but I'm on a mule deer stalk? I've been asked, I'm on a mountain goat hunt up in Alaska. What would I wear on that stalk? That is where WINDSTOPPER really shines, because it's got these great features that allow me to, slip into, say, bow range. It's going to block that wind to keep me warm and cut that convective cooling. It's going to block that intermittent precipitation, and it's going to allow me a chance to maybe harvest that animal. If I find myself utilizing GORE-TEX in that same application, although GORE-TEX is going to block the wind, and it definitely is going to block that precipitation, it's maybe not going to be as acceptably quiet as you may want it to be for that hunting scenario. The other thing I think we have to keep in mind is rain gear does one thing exceptionally well, and that is block persistent rain and snow. And so if you find yourself wearing it in scenarios like sliding down a scree field, like climbing over blowdown in wet vegetation, you're going to wear that GORE-TEX out and plug it with holes. And if those microscopic pores get full of grime, dirt, vegetation, it's going to cut down on that breathability. And when you truly need that GORE-TEX piece and pull it out and put it on, the performance could be diminished because you were using it in the wrong application. So there's definitely a place in your pack for both GORE-TEX and WINDSTOPPER. They both serve very unique needs within a clothing system. They both provide value to you when you're out hunting. And so people often ask, can I use one or the other? And I say, no, you need both. I always carry both. They serve very distinct purposes, and I think that they provide a lot of capability to a well-rounded clothing system. So WINDSTOPPER garments are generally built as outerwear pieces, say a Jetstream Jacket. But the versatility of WINDSTOPPER allows us to put it in a lot of different product forms depending on the end use and the application. It allows the hunter to kind of almost have an endless possibility of solving problems for themselves, to stay focused, to stay warm, to stay engaged in the field during the pursuit. And this is the thing I love the most about WINDSTOPPER. So now I want to dive in and talk about some of my favorite Sitka WINDSTOPPER pieces. The Jetstream Jacket is the iconic WINDSTOPPER piece from Sitka. This has been around since the inception of the company, and this is a great outerwear piece. It's durable, it sheds that precipitation, it blocks the wind, of course, and it's got a quiet enough face that it's acceptably quiet for the archery hunter, but it's durable enough for the rifle hunter. So I find myself grabbing this jacket over and over and over again, be it for hunting, ski touring, no matter what I'm doing in the mountains. When the temperatures start to drop and the precipitation starts to fly, I find myself reaching for the Jetstream Jacket over and over again. So the Fanatic Jacket is a one-of-a-kind in the whitetail world. This is going to be our warmest archery jacket that's got every bell and whistle for that passionate archery whitetail hunter. And this shows the versatility of WINDSTOPPER. So unlike the Jetstream Jacket that had a soft, quiet, very tight-knit face, the face on the Fanatic Jacket you'll see has this beautiful plush Berber. Now that Berber is part of what makes the Fanatic Jacket so warm. And underneath that Berber is where the WINDSTOPPER laminate lives. And then inside of that, we have synthetic insulation. So this is a very warm jacket. This is a jacket that you're going to grab when the temperatures really start to plummet. For me personally, this jacket is so warm that I've yet to hunt in conditions, even down to -25, where I can actually walk to my tree stand wearing this jacket. I need to carry the jacket and then put it on once I'm in the tree stand. That's how warm this jacket is. We really wanted to think through all the things as whitetail hunters that we suffer from and try to solve those problems. The first of which is we put this cross zip on the jacket. Now this is very unique and that's one of the first things you'll notice, but the reason we did that is to build in a hand muff. Now this hand muff is lined with this Berber fleece as well. It allows you to keep your phone in there. It allows you to either use no gloves or very thin gloves to run optics and triggers. There's a place where you can put a chemical hand warmer. So it's really important that your hands are warm and nimble when you're in these very cold temperatures. The other thing is that understanding this is predominantly an archery jacket is we wanted to make sure that we took that Berber fleece and replaced it on the forearm with a different face fabric, still a WINDSTOPPER laminate underneath, to provide that bowstring clearance. And we've taken that one step further and think this is such an important feature that there's a right-handed version and a left-handed version of the Fanatic Jacket, so that if you're a lefty shooter, you can take advantage of that same feature. Now, on the front of the jacket, there's a pocket here that's closed by a magnet, and it's got a place for two things. One is a grunt tube, and it's got a mesh pocket at the bottom so that when you blow into the grunt tube, you don't even have to remove it, that the noise escapes and isn't muffled by the insulation in the Berber. And there's also a small place where you can tether in your rangefinder. And what we're trying to do is just limit the motion of you reaching for a rangefinder and making sure that everything is where it needs to be and it's warm and in its place. Now, if it's not so warm and you need to vent the jacket a little bit, you can actually unzip this collar and there's a magnet that holds the flap out of the way again for that bowstring clearance. And that again is unique to a right or a left shooter. But we know that the whitetail hunter is going to be in his tree stand and he's always going to be tethered in. So for the sake of safety, we've built in this constant connect on the back of the jacket. And so what that allows you to do is I can get to the base of my tree, and like I said, I can't normally walk wearing this jacket because of the warmth. I can climb up into that tree, tethered into my line, wearing my harness, and when I get there, I don't have to ever disconnect from that safety tether. I can simply reach back, put the jacket on, and then snap the collar back around that safety tether. So really trying to always be connected to the tree with safety in mind at all times. So we've tried to think through as passionate whitetail hunters here at Sitka about everything that we've suffered through in the past and how a WINDSTOPPER laminate was the perfect solution to provide a really unique value proposition to keep you in the stand and focus when it's really crazy cold out and you're trying to chase that late season buck. The duck oven jacket really shows the versatility of WINDSTOPPER. So the duck oven jacket is purpose-built for that waterfowl hunter, and specifically we built this for wearing under bibs like the Hudson and very specifically the Wader. And so one of the first things you'll see is that there's two types of insulation in the duck oven jacket. The upper portion here is a WINDSTOPPER face with a synthetic lofted insulation. And so this is going to keep a lot of good body warmth and block that wind and shed that light precipitation. But understanding that you're going to be wearing it under waders and bibs, the lower half of the jacket is a very dense pile insulation that's not compressible. So if you do find yourself out in deep water, that water's not going to be able to compress this insulation, and the jacket's going to keep its warmth. But the cool thing about the duck oven jacket is its adaptability from an outerwear piece, say setting up a decoy spread or moving to your duck blind, to a mid-layer piece when that precipitation starts to become persistent, or you get ready to lay down in that layup line, or you get ready to get into that duck blind. You can put a Delta wading jacket or a Hudson jacket directly over top of this. And because of that, we wanted to make sure that these sleeves had thumb holes. So it's the pile insulation with the thumb hole so that you can put your thumb in there, slide seamlessly down into that Delta wading jacket, not have the sleeve push up, and just provide that little bit of comfort. And because of that adaptability, we wanted to make sure that you had lower hand pockets, so say maybe worn in a more traditional manner, again, setting up that spread, wearing this as an outerwear piece. But once you put a waders or a bib on, you're going to cover those pockets up. So we put higher hand pockets where you can place your hands above the waders, keep your hands warm. It puts your arms at an angle so any light precipitation allows that to run off your elbow. And we really wanted to make sure that we thought through everything that waterfowl hunter would need. It's got a zippered chest pocket here that's insulated to put your phone. That's going to be, again, above the waders. So the duck oven jacket, to me, really shows the versatility of WINDSTOPPER and how we can design creatively to solve unique problems for the hunter. So I think these 4 jackets show very well the versatility and the benefits of WINDSTOPPER and the unique ways that Sitka designs these products to solve unique hunting problems.